Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment, here to discuss the headlines for the Tennessee Titans in their 2023 mandatory minicamp period. This finishes the rookie minicamp OTA mandatory minicamp period of the offseason. So now, what the hell are we going to do? We can't just sit back and watch practice videos, although, why are we even doing that anyway, guys? We're not going to see much in them anyway. Barely any news came out of this entire period anyway, except for that wow throw by Will Levis. And oh wait, that was about it. We also have the DeAndre Hopkins rumors, but that has nothing to do with what's actually going on the field. But it's nice to sit back and watch videos, I guess. So it's content at least. So, but we do have something to discuss as near the end and really the last, I'm not sure if it was the last or the second to last day, but Malik Willis turned some heads with what might have been one of certainly his best practice performances, especially in the minicamp period. And it now kind of begins to beg the question if he could even beat out Will Levis. Now, I'm already going to say no, because obviously Will Levis was drafted this year. Obviously, Will Levis was the 33rd pick in his draft. Malik Willis was the 89th pick in his draft. So that's the obvious answer here. If I ran a poll in the chat, and I'll run a poll in the chat right now to say, can, not will, but is it even possible? Is this something that he is even able to do? Can he beat out Will Levis? Is there any scenario in which Malik Willis can beat out Will Levis? Well, actually, now that I say that, though, I'm going to predict no. Let me revise. I'm going to predict no, he will not. However, I'm going to give it more of a chance than the night of draft night, because there is, and from everything that I'm hearing, Malik Willis has come in more prepared, more, into the playbook, more advanced in the playbook, and he looks more comfortable out there, which gives it a shot. So let me put in the chat real quick. Can Malik Willis beat out Will Levis for quarterback 2? And there's no way that Will Levis is getting traded. There's no way Will Levis is getting cut. There's no way Will Levis will be on the practice squad. You would have to keep all three of them. And now you have the rule to where you can, and one of them does not have to be the emergency quarterback. So what a year for this rule to come through, to where you don't have to feel bad if you legitimately feel that Malik Willis is the better backup quarterback, that Malik Willis could be thrown out there in a pinch and perform better than Will Levis if Ryan Tannehill went down week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. I'm giving it more of a chance than I did. I want to sit back and in the preseason, and again, if you guys remember the preseason last year, he had a terrible game too with Malik Willis. It was awful. I called it out when he had it. Didn't, completely write him off for me as it did some people. I thought it was premature for that, but I called it out. He was awful. If Will Levis has some of those performances and Malik Willis looks better, and then we'll see what happens. As of right now, Malik Willis is quarterback number 2. So let's assume momentarily, and this might be an assumption, but let's just play this game, that in preseason week 1, where Tannehill will not play, that Malik Willis starts the game. And in the first half, he plays really well. And then in the second half, Will Levis comes in and he struggles. And then in game 2, it's the same thing. Well, Tannehill would play, a couple series. And then game 2, it's the same thing. And then game 3, it might be tied. What would you do? What would you do? Now, if you are Rand Carthon, though, you've kind of already tied your ship to Will Levis to a large extent. Now, not to an extreme extent, because he is still just a second-round pick. If it was a first-rounder, then you really have. But he is still while it is the top of the second, it is still the second. I've seen guys like Christian Hackenberg never play after being drafted in the second round. Literally never play. It's rare, But it happens, and Hackenberg is a great example of that. Other examples, in a pinch, and because they had to start Paxton Lynch in Denver. They had no choice, even though he was not ready. It was very mediocre at best. Let's see, what other examples can I think of? Who was it that was drafted by the Jimmy Clausen? He kind of started that year though, because he had to. That was for the Panthers. That was before they drafted Cam Newton in 2010. Clausen stunk. So with this situation though, with Tannehill being in there, I'm giving it a shot. And I think this is going to be, because look, the preseason sucks. Even for us diehard fans, it stinks. So I want to see how Will Levis performs. That's number one. And in there, in my top 6 is how Malik Willis performs. Because if he looks better, and again, what was the scouting report on Malik Willis? That everyone had agreed he needs at least a year, maybe 2. It's been a year. It's been a year for this 3rd round pick. And over in Atlanta, they're starting Desmond Ridder, who looked better than Malik Willis, but threw a touchdown finally in his 3rd game. It took him 3 games to throw 1 touchdown. And over in Washington, they're starting Sam Howell, who was drafted in the 5th round. 2 quarterbacks in the same class picked. I think Ridder was like 17 picks before Malik Willis, and then Sam Howell 2 rounds after. So if they're starting there, why can't Malik be a backup here if he earns it? So I'm keeping an eye on this. Again, Will Levis is the more pure thrower of the football. He has better footwork. He has better mechanics. And in terms of that, sure, he's better. But Malik Willis has the 1 year of experience over him. Age-wise, they're about actually closer than you'd think. Malik Willis is just slightly over by maybe a number of months. Let me look that up real quick. So Malik Willis was 24, or he is 24, and he was born in May, so he just turned 24. And your boy Will Levis is going to turn 24 before the season. I remember that. He turns 24 June 27. They're only a month apart in age. And then in terms of experience in college, right? Because remember, Will Levis played. He was with Penn State for 3 years, then Kentucky for 2. Malik Willis was with Auburn for 2 years, Liberty for 3. Similar college experience, 5 years. It had to transfer. Both of them had to transfer because they had issues elsewhere. One for Auburn, one for Penn State. 2 very good quarterback program. Auburn's pretty, it depends on Auburn. Auburn's hit or miss. Even Penn State's hit or miss, but still relatively good. They definitely can recruit. And whether they develop those recruits are a different story. But they definitely recruit. And, both had a transfer. Both have accuracy concerns. Both are athletic. We're going to see if Will, because again, Will Levis's problem is not only the accuracy concerns, but the guy he makes poor decisions. He throws passes that he shouldn't into coverage, double coverage, triple coverage. He's turnover prone. If he has a couple turnovers and Malik Willis doesn't, and he's had his fair share of fumbles and missed snaps and all that, he has the 1 year. He's been working in the offseason to correct that. And if you think he's gonna go down without a fight, I think you have another thing coming. At the very least, though, whether you're a team, you don't have to be a team. People are going to pick teams, though. I'm a team. I don't care. I really don't care. I just want one of them to improve themselves. If anything, if not, I'll be in the first one in line for Caleb Williams, and I'm just keeping it real. But so I'm rooting for them both, and, we'll see what happens. But if you are team... Either one, if you're Team Levis, you should still be rooting for, Malik to perform well enough because you want to trade him. You don't want to just cut this 3rd round pick for nothing. He should at least be traded for a 5th, a 6th, very least a 7th. If he goes out there and he stinks, you're not getting anything. We're going to have to cut him, and it's pointless. You wasted a 3rd round pick. So the best case scenario is Will Levis looks so good. He looks like our franchise quarterback, or hell, either one. And then the other one looks good, And you would not trade Will Levis. You would not. That'd be absurd. But he would continue to look good on tape, and you'd see how this year goes. And next year, you see how it goes. If Willis earns the job, he is gonna have to earn it. He's looked awful, so he does not have the benefit of the doubt. Will Levis does. He has a higher, draft capital. He has the better mechanics. He looks better out there. Depends how you play on the field. And we've seen plenty of quarterbacks that look great off the field, but if they get in their heads, Carson Wentz, it all goes to hell. If you think Carson Wentz is washed physically, I mean, he's worse physically than he was coming into the league, but he still has the same arm, maybe a little, he less mobility, but not by much, but all in his head. It went to his head, it's done. Baker Mayfield, it went to his head, it's done. Darnold went to his head, it's done. When quarterbacks, they get in their heads, they struggle, it can really be that simple. It could really be that simple when it comes to some quarterbacks. What happened to Walker is what happened to Mariota to an extent. We know plenty about that, although Walker never really had it. Who are we kidding? But, it's something to keep in mind there. So that's it when it comes to the quarterback 2 conversation. Some other OTA headlines, and go ahead and add me in the chat or send in super chats. By the way, so the result of the poll. So I asked in the poll in the chat, can Malik Willis beat out Will Levis for quarterback number 2? 90% of the poll said yes, Malik Willis can beat out Will Levis for quarterback number 2. Wow. So people are still holding out for Malik Willis. And there's still that contingent on Twitter. You'll see it on Twitter, which is, again, we're going to see what happens here. But it again kind of confounds you as to, again, unless if he comes back out there and he's so awful, which he might be, as to why they felt so compelled to take Will Levis now, to trade it for you wonder. But if he goes out there and puts the franchise quarterback, whatever. Now we got 3. Uno, dos, tres. Can someone win games for us in 2023? I know that's not Spanish, but it's close enough. Hey, I'll dub it in AI later. So, other OTA headlines, not much more since I last discussed with you guys on Wednesday. Pass rusher there. I like what we're seeing from T.R. Tard, who also signed his restricted free agent tender. So I like that. He will be in the fold this year, be able to earn his long-term contract. He better earn it, though. He's a nose tackle-ish, and I don't love paying those guys unless if they really deserve it. My God, Dexter Lawrence has got a huge deal as a nose tackle. Oh, my goodness gracious. New York Giants, y'all need to chill. He's a great player. But it makes no sense. We'll see how that one works out for them. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I already discussed in my previous video slightly Elijah Molden, the Byard situation. Everything's cool with Byard. Yeah, there's not really much. So I'll go to the chat. We had one comment in the chat that I can address on this beautiful Friday afternoon here in Nashville, Tennessee. NBA Finals tonight. Very much so looking forward to that. Where the hell is the chat? I already thought I popped it out. Maybe not. Let me pop it out again. All right. So there we go. All right. So comment in the chat from Floyd Clark, who says the following. He says, as sports fan, Entertainment Hackenberg was only the 3rd quarterback selected in the 1st or 2nd round not to play in a game in his first season. So, yeah, thank you for that. I knew Hackenberg, he never played. And it was crazy, too, because Hackenberg was the guy that coming out of high school, he should have been #1 quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. And everyone thought he was going to be the guy at Penn State with James Franklin transitioning over there. And it never formed shape. And by the way, this is what gives me cause for pause for some quarterback prospects like Hackenberg, who you can say, well, he has all the tools. He has the arm. He has the accuracy. Well, Hackenberg lost accuracy at Penn State. He lost confidence, and then that was all she wrote. If when you lose confidence as a quarterback, that's it. It's over. It's a wrap. That's why, people can criticize Cam Newton, who obviously is a little delusional in thinking that he can still play, that he shouldn't retire. But it takes that confidence sometimes. Now, in Cam's case, he's probably done. But it does take that level of delusion. You can't be like, well, maybe I can do it. No, you better believe. You better believe on every play. Otherwise, you're not going to make the throws you need to make. We also have one from Floyd Clark who says, what odds would you give the Titans of signing DeAndre Hopkins? Oh, also, that's a good update on DeAndre Hopkins. So news came out that the New England Patriots are going to visit with DeAndre Hopkins after he visits with the Tennessee Titans. So this is interesting news indeed. I am expecting for that meeting to also go well. So he's starting his world tour. We only know about the Patriots and the Titans so far. We'll see whether teams that he, visits with. That will be very interesting in and of itself. I am anticipating that the Patriots will. It would really depend because, again, they have Bill O'Brien. And let me check their cap space right now. Because their cap space, I think it might be similar to ours, but let me check. Cap Patriots. Let's just type that into Twitter, even though Twitter and its search has been absolutely ridiculous lately. Though they might release Devontae Parker for this. That's ridiculous. But anyway, the Patriots have $13 million in cap, so they definitely can make work. They have more cap space than us. Now, for me, I don't know why the Patriots are trying to make this move. Because, let me check their roster again, because they have Parker, who struggled last year. But they also have Juju, who they just signed, and I think Kendrick Bourne is still there. And, I don't know why they want to. I mean, they could use... And they drafted. Keyshawn Bell kind of sucks. I don't know. I guess he was undrafted. He's kind of a character concern. But I don't know why. I mean, you should have just re-signed your boy Jacoby Myers. They signed Juju to but Jacoby Myers got signed. It doesn't make any sense. Why did you not just keep Jacoby Myers? I guess he was done there. Maybe they had a falling out. To me, Smith-Schuster, Bourne, and Parker is fine. I don't think they need D-Hop. If they want to do it, fine. Keep Juju in the slot. It works. So they can do it. They need the offensive help, so they might as well. I mean, Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi need all the help they can get. But if they really cared about it so much, then damn. Christian Gonzalez was available, so I don't blame them for taking him. But you could have took a wide receiver earlier in the draft or taken one at all because Keyshawn Bout was drafted in the 6th. You could have took one earlier if you really cared about wide receiver position. But then again, I make the same thing for us. If you really want a D-Hop, then why didn't you just get a wide receiver earlier in the draft? Especially us, because the Patriots, while I don't think they're going to contend, I think they're a better team than us, to be honest with you. We're going to end with about the same record because they're in a tougher division, though, but I think they're a better team than us. So 81, it should actually be aiming to really improve their roster and win games. Right now, it's the Patriots. I don't know. So they're going to be more aggressive, though, because Belichick wants to win games. He's not interested in rebuilding at all. The only thing that the Patriots lack, in my opinion, is quarterback and a little wide receiver. So this would help them a lot. And, pieces there on the offensive line. They use offensive tackle. But Gonzalez was there. They had to take Gonzalez. That's a crazy draft pick that they got. Absolutely insane. But, yeah, we're going to see on that. We have another comment here. It comes from the Clarinet Pimp, who says, Sports Fan Entertainment, how aggressive do you think the GM will be in next year's draft as far as trades go? I don't know. I have no idea, but it was very interesting. And if you haven't watched it yet, go watch the video of Monty Austinfort. On the phone, he was talking with, other teams about potentially making trades. He was discussing, whenever the Cardinals are trading down from the number 3 pick, and seeing him on the phone was very interesting. And I did not like his introductory press conference. I thought it was a disaster. I thought it was awful. However, he looked damn good in this video making the trade with the Cardinals moving down from the number 3 spot. I was very impressed. I don't know if Randy Carthon was anything like that. I don't know if we're going to see footage like that. I don't know. I don't know what Randy Carthon's out there. As of this point, he hasn't been aggressive at all, doing anything. Now, there were rumors that we were considering going to number 3. That's the most, aggressive that we've heard. Otherwise, we've heard nothing. Nada. Zilch. That's it. So I don't know, but we're going to find out. Floyd Clark, who says we could easily afford D-Hop. A simple restructure Blandy will allow us to afford an OBJ type contract, which is the max of what D-Hop will get. No, I agree. I'm just saying the Patriots have more cap. And the Patriots could also make more money if they really wanted to, if they restructured or released Devontae Parker. So, or like some other pieces that they have as well. So, I think they could offer more. They might offer more depending on how much they actually value him. DeAndre Ray says, I wouldn't say the Patriots are head and shoulders a better football team than us. I say we have more talent. The only position where we have more talent is defensive line, barely. And that's just because of Big Jeff Simmons and running back. But, and quarterback. Because, yeah, Tannehill's still better than Mac Jones. But outside of that, yeah, I'm not going there because their cornerbacks are better than us with Christian Gonzalez and Jonathan Jones. Forget about it. And the whole safety with Kyle Duggar and Phillips there. Their linebackers, better than us, in my opinion, for sure. Although, it depends if you're viewing them, I guess a more view of them, if you want to view them, because they do kind of a hybrid 3-4-4-3. But I kind of assume Judon is more of an outside linebacker, so I think that's fair. But I think the linebackers in general are better. I would give us better on the D-line, running back, and quarterback. But I think they have better inside linebackers overall, better safeties, corners, and wide receivers as of now. Now let's see how that progressive offensive line. It will depending on how good Peter Skronsky is. So it's not head and shoulders. I think they're better. I think if they're in the same division as us, I mean, if they're in this division, I think they're going 8-9 or 9-8. Hell, I think they're going to do that in their own division. So, yeah. But I just think their division's so tough. I think they're still going to somehow get 7 wins. Just because it's Belichick. If they're in the AFC South, they're getting at least 8 or 9 and probably 9. As of right now, until we get Hop, I'm not saying 9. I'm still saying 6 or 7. That's just me. I'm feeling a little more optimistic after minicamp. But I'm not going to let minicamp fool me. Not yet. You almost got me. Minicamp. But I can't do it. I can't do it. Not quite yet. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here on this beautiful Friday evening. Go ahead and enjoy your weekends. The NBA Finals, where I have the Miami Heat plus 2,700. Oh, my God. Root for my Miami Heat plus 2,700. I need my money. I put $50, so that's a clean $1,350 for me, and I will take that. And I just threw it out there. When the Heat were up 3-1 against the Knicks, I said, you know what? Plus 2,700? $50. And let's see what happens. And I've been seeing what happens. And I want to keep riding. I want to keep rocking and rolling. So we're going to see. We're going to find out. Hopefully my bet can save itself tonight. Playoff Jimmy, I need you. Until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment. And I'm out. See you all later.